There comes a moment in life when silence becomes more powerful than words, when walking away speaks louder than explaining, and when protecting your peace matters more than proving your point. She didn't expect you to go silent forever. She thought you would come back, explain yourself, chase her again, try to fix what she broke. But what she didn't understand is that a man who has finally chosen himself doesn't go back to what once drained him. And this is where your transformation begins, not in anger, not in revenge, but in quiet strength, in discipline, and in becoming the best version of yourself, especially as you grow older and wiser. There comes a powerful shift in a man's life when he realizes that not every situation deserves his voice, not every person deserves his explanation, and not every conflict deserves his energy. Silence in that moment is not weakness, it is wisdom. It is the quiet decision to step away from what disturbs your peace and to protect your mental and emotional well-being. When you choose silence, you are not running away. You are rising above. You are acknowledging that your time and your energy are too valuable to be wasted on things that no longer serve your growth. At first, it may feel unfamiliar. You may be used to reacting, defending yourself, or trying to make others understand your perspective. But as you grow older and more aware, you begin to see that constant reactions drain your strength. Every unnecessary argument steals your peace. Every emotional outburst weakens your focus. And every attempt to fix what is already broken takes you further away from your true purpose. Silence becomes your way of reclaiming that lost power, a way of telling yourself that you deserve calm, clarity, and control over your life. This kind of silence is not empty, it is full of intention. It gives you space to reflect, to think clearly, and to reconnect with yourself. Instead of speaking out of frustration, you begin to respond with calmness, or choose not to respond at all. That choice alone changes everything. You become less reactive and more mindful. You start observing more and speaking less, understanding that not everything requires your input. This shift brings a deep sense of inner stability that cannot be shaken easily. As you embrace this quiet strength, you begin to notice how it positively affects your overall health. Stress levels start to decrease because you are no longer constantly engaging in emotional battles. Your mind becomes clearer, your sleep improves, and your body begins to feel lighter. When the mind is at peace, the body follows. This is why silence is not just a mental habit. It becomes a lifestyle choice that supports your well-being, especially as you age. You begin to pair this mindset with simple, healthy routines. Early morning walks become a time for reflection rather than distraction. Each step you take is not just movement for your body, but also a release for your thoughts. The rhythm of walking helps you process emotions, clear your mind, and strengthen your body at the same time. Light exercise, whether it's stretching or gentle movement, becomes a form of meditation. It's no longer about pushing yourself to extremes, but about caring for your body with consistency and respect. Your diet also becomes a reflection of this new discipline. You stop feeding your body carelessly, just as you stop feeding your mind with negativity. You choose foods that support your health and energy, understanding that what you consume shapes how you feel. Clean, nourishing meals become part of your silent commitment to yourself. Drinking enough water, reducing harmful habits, and being mindful of your intake all contribute to a stronger, healthier version of you. This is not about perfection, but about conscious choices made daily. Silence also teaches you emotional independence. You no longer rely on others to validate your feelings or decisions. You become comfortable in your own presence, finding peace in moments of solitude. This independence is incredibly empowering because it frees you from the need to constantly seek approval or attention. You realize that your worth is not determined by how others treat you, but by how you treat yourself. As time goes on, this quiet transformation becomes visible to others. They may not understand it, but they can feel it. Your calmness stands out in a world full of noise. Your patience becomes your strength, and your discipline becomes your identity. You no longer need to explain your silence, because your actions speak for you. You show through your lifestyle, your health, and your mindset that you are no longer the same person who once reacted to everything. This journey of silence is not about shutting people out, but about letting yourself in. It is about creating a life where peace is your priority, where your health is your responsibility, and where your mindset is your greatest asset. You begin to live with intention, making choices that align with your long-term well-being rather than short-term emotions. Every day becomes an opportunity to grow stronger, calmer, and more focused. And in this quiet evolution, you discover something truly powerful. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. Your silence is your statement, your discipline is your answer, and your growth is your success. There is a turning point in life when you begin to understand that your body is not something to be taken for granted, but something to be protected, nurtured, and respected every single day. You start to realize that strength is not built overnight, and it is not maintained by chance. It is the result of small, consistent actions that you repeat daily, even when you don't feel like it. This is where discipline begins to shape your future, quietly but powerfully, especially as you grow older and become more aware of what truly matters. You no longer chase extreme routines or unrealistic goals. Instead, you focus on what is sustainable. Light exercise becomes your foundation, not as a punishment, but as a form of self-care. A simple walk, a few stretches, or gentle movements in the morning can do more for your body than hours of inconsistency. You begin to appreciate how your body responds when you treat it well. Your joints feel more flexible, your muscles feel more alive, and your energy starts to return in ways you may not have felt in years. This physical movement is not just about the body, it influences your mind as well. When you move your body, you release tension, stress, and negativity. Your thoughts become clearer, your mood improves, and you feel a sense of control over your day. It becomes a daily ritual that grounds you, something you look forward to because of how it makes you feel afterward. You start to understand that taking care of your body is one of the most powerful ways to take care of your mind. Alongside movement, your relationship with food begins to change. You stop eating out of habit or emotion and start eating with intention. You become more aware of what your body needs rather than what your cravings demand. Fresh fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and balanced meals begin to replace processed and harmful choices. You don't do this out of restriction, but out of respect for yourself. You understand that every meal is an opportunity to either support your health or weaken it. Hydration becomes another simple but powerful habit. Drinking enough water throughout the day helps your body function properly, improves your skin, supports digestion, and keeps your energy stable. These small changes may seem insignificant at first, but over time they create a strong foundation for a healthier life. You begin to feel the difference not just physically, but mentally and emotionally as well. Your lifestyle starts to reflect this new level of awareness. You prioritize rest, understanding that sleep is essential for recovery and overall well-being. You create a routine that allows your body to recharge, knowing that without proper rest, even the best habits lose their impact. You become more mindful of how you spend your time, choosing activities that bring you peace and balance rather than stress and exhaustion. This discipline is not about being perfect. There will be days when you feel tired, unmotivated, or tempted to fall back into old habits. But what sets you apart is your ability to return to your routine without guilt. You remind yourself that consistency matters more than perfection. Every step you take, no matter how small, moves you closer to a stronger, healthier version of yourself. Over time, this commitment transforms not only your body but your confidence. You begin to trust yourself more because you are keeping the promises you make to yourself. That trust becomes a source of inner strength that no one can take away from you. You stand taller, move with more purpose, and carry yourself with a quiet confidence that reflects the work you've been putting in behind the scenes. There comes a stage in life where you begin to value peace over stimulation, clarity over confusion, and simplicity over chaos. Your lifestyle starts to shift not because someone told you to change, but because you feel the need for something deeper, something more meaningful. You no longer find satisfaction in being constantly busy or surrounded by noise. Instead, you begin to appreciate slow moments, quiet environments, and a life that feels balanced from within. You start by becoming more intentional with how you spend your time. The habits that once filled your day without purpose are gradually replaced with activities that nourish your mind and soul. You may find yourself waking up earlier, not out of pressure, but because you enjoy the calmness of the morning. Those early hours become your personal space, a time to reflect, to breathe, and to set the tone for the rest of your day. There is something powerful about starting your day in silence, without distractions, allowing your thoughts to settle and your mind to feel grounded. Your surroundings also begin to matter more. You seek environments that bring you comfort rather than stress. Whether it's organizing your living space, reducing clutter, or simply sitting in a quiet corner with a book, you begin to create a space that reflects the peace you are building inside. You understand that your environment has a direct impact on your mental state, and by choosing calmness around you, you strengthen calmness within you. As your lifestyle evolves, you become more selective about the people you allow into your life. You no longer feel the need to entertain every conversation or maintain every connection. Instead, you focus on relationships that bring positivity, respect, and mutual understanding. You learn that it's okay to distance yourself from negativity, not out of arrogance, but out of self-respect. Protecting your energy becomes a priority, and you no longer apologize for choosing peace over unnecessary social obligations. Technology and distractions begin to lose their grip on you. You become more mindful of how much time you spend on your phone or consuming content that adds no real value to your life. Instead of scrolling endlessly, you may choose to read, learn something new, or simply sit with your thoughts. This shift allows your mind to rest and reset, giving you a clarity that constant stimulation once took away. Your evenings become just as intentional as your mornings. You start to wind down with purpose, avoiding anything that disturbs your peace before sleep. Whether it's light stretching, quiet reflection, or simply disconnecting from the noise of the world, you create a routine that prepares your body and mind for rest. Sleep becomes more than just a necessity. It becomes a sacred part of your lifestyle, essential for your overall well-being. In this new way of living, you begin to notice a deeper sense of fulfillment. It's not loud or overwhelming, but it is steady and real. You feel more in control of your emotions, less affected by external chaos, and more connected to yourself. This lifestyle is not about isolating yourself from the world, but about choosing how you engage with it. You become someone who moves with intention, who speaks with purpose, and who lives with a sense of calm confidence that cannot be easily shaken. And as this transformation continues, you realize that true happiness is not found in constant excitement, but in consistent peace. It is found in the small, quiet moments that make you feel whole, in the habits that support your well-being, and in the choices that align with who you are becoming. There is a powerful transformation that happens when your mindset begins to shift from reacting to life to consciously creating it. You start to understand that your thoughts are not just passing moments in your mind, but the foundation of your reality. The way you think influences how you feel, how you act, and ultimately how you live. And when you become aware of this, you begin to take responsibility for your inner world in a way that changes everything around you. You no longer allow negativity to control your direction. Instead of focusing on what went wrong, you begin to look for what can still go right. Challenges that once felt overwhelming now become lessons that guide your growth. You train your mind to see possibilities instead of limitations, and this simple shift opens doors that you once believed were closed. You realize that a positive mindset is not about ignoring reality, but about choosing a stronger, more empowering way to face it. As you grow older, this mindset becomes even more valuable. Life may not always go as planned, and there will be moments of disappointment, loss, or uncertainty. But instead of letting these moments define you, you use them to build resilience. You remind yourself that every experience, good or bad, has something to teach you. This perspective allows you to move forward without carrying unnecessary emotional weight, freeing you from the burden of regret and bitterness. You begin to practice gratitude in a deeper way, not just for the big achievements, but for the small, everyday blessings that often go unnoticed. The ability to wake up, to move your body, to breathe deeply, and to experience another day becomes something you truly appreciate. This sense of gratitude shifts your focus from what is missing to what is already present, creating a feeling of contentment that does not depend on external circumstances. Your inner dialogue also starts to change. The critical voice that once doubted your abilities becomes quieter, replaced by a more supportive and encouraging tone. You speak to yourself with patience and understanding, recognizing that growth takes time. Instead of judging yourself for past mistakes, you acknowledge them and choose to do better moving forward. This self-compassion becomes a source of strength, allowing you to keep going even when progress feels slow. You also learn the importance of letting go. Not everything is meant to stay in your life, and holding on to what no longer serves you only holds you back. Whether it's past relationships, old habits, or limiting beliefs, you begin to release them with acceptance rather than resistance. This act of letting go creates space for new opportunities, new experiences, and a renewed sense of purpose. Your focus becomes clearer as you align your thoughts with your goals. You start setting intentions for your life, not based on what others expect from you, but on what truly matters to you. This clarity gives your actions direction, making your efforts more meaningful and effective. You stop drifting through life and start moving with purpose, guided by a vision that inspires you. Over time, this positive mindset becomes your greatest asset. It helps you stay grounded during difficult times and motivated during moments of doubt. It allows you to see beyond temporary setbacks and remain focused on long-term growth. You become someone who does not break easily because your strength comes from within, built on a foundation of awareness, discipline, and belief in yourself. And as this mindset continues to shape your life, you realize that true success is not just about external achievements, but about inner peace, self-respect, and the ability to face life with confidence and calmness, no matter what comes your way.